It's like the screen crashed when the printer did. Let's go see where the sun's at. Yeah, that looks good. Man, did this crash already? Shit. Try and find some planes here. Yeah, it crashed again. Even the damn watch crashed again. I think the watch. Let me watch. Too many USB drives, and I only got 3 things in here.
FedEx 325 Heavy, turn left to Hotel 3 and taxi to parking via hotel. This frequency, no delay, exiting traffic inside a mile phone.
Okay, we're getting off at Hotel 3, left hotel, and a copy traffic.
All right, that looks like a plane or jet. Let's see if it's on flight radar. Nope. Whatever we're seeing on thermal is not on flight radar 24. So let's see if it does anything wacky. All right, I moved the thermal down. See if it see if it continues the way it is, or if it moves in a weird direction that would indicate it's maybe not an aircraft. But because there's nothing showing up here on flight radar that can account for any aircraft going down right there.
Southwest 364, turn right on Foxtrot. Hold short, runway 25 right of Foxtrot 9er.
Right on Fox, hold short of 25 right on Fox 9.
That's weird, it's flashing, but thermal doesn't flash. Thermal's just solid. Might have to look this up on the ADSB and see if there's something that wasn't registered over. Whatever just flew by did not come by there.
Southwest 364, traffic will be holding in position. Cross runway 25 right of Foxtrot 6, a right on Echo and Conagra.
Clear to cross 25 right
Hello,
of
Tower
Foxtrot
Alaska 14,
6 and over the ground, Southwest 364.
Alaska 1415, Phoenix Tower, get in runway 26, clear to land.
Go to land 26, Alaska 1415.
Air Transport 3406 Heavy, Phoenix Tower, traffic's crossing downfield, runway 25 right, line up wait.
25 right, line up and wait, Air Transport 3406 Heavy.
Man, I got a hell of a lot of cameras to look at. Oh wow, looks nice. Got the 4K looking
Air Transport 3406 Heavy, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, cleared for takeoff, Air Transport
Can
3406
anybody hear
Heavy.
me? If you can, just hit the chat with something.
Phoenix Tower, good evening, Victor Tango Mike 2687 in visual to Philip.
Victor Tango Mike 2687, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 25 left, Victor Tango Mike 2687.
Let's see what we find here. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Hubert. Hey, Dave. See if I can pop the chat in here.
Air Transport 3406 Heavy, contact departure.
Over to departure, good day, Air Transport 3406
All
Heavy.
right, cool. Something's working. Let's see. I think the Cosmic Watch or something else was crashing. I think it crashed again. Heard the computer turn down. Damn it. Let's go back to flight radar. Now, at least
Alaska
shit goes to hell in groups.
1415, turn left
3D
onto
printer,
Charlie and
that
contact
3D
ground. Have a
printer
good night.
behind me needs a big
Charlie and Ground,
overhaul.
Alaska 1415. See ya.
Fucking huge and too expensive. I never should have bought that. I bought this thing to 3D print these eyes that go on a black R5 dome that you see if you ever went to the any of the Disney parks. It's the thing that drives you around. I never made it. Instead, I 3D printed domes and pistols and rifles and shit and never got around it. So $4,000 solution to a $5 part. All right, I think that stream is back on there. Have I caught any? Let's see. Hubert, have I caught anything since the most recent? Yeah, December 8th. December 8th, if you go back through the channel, about a 5-minute clip, I was just looking around, and I left the entire hour Skywatch up too, so it happened a half hour in. So I was just looking around and looking where I should zoom in, so haystack up there, and zoomed in, and I found something going through the cloud. That was probably up a couple of miles up. It was too high to be a bag. I don't think it was a balloon. It flew in a linear direction, so it didn't look like sky debris. So it was either UAP or I don't know, maybe aircraft. But that one I haven't went back and checked the flight radar yet to see if that's possible, because you always have to do that. You have to do your due diligence. These people in New Jersey, it's cool they're citing this, but I can see people are seeing regular aircraft and then reporting that in. So much it's overwhelming law enforcement that they're even pleading, use the ADSB exchange, use flight radar, use Flighty, use something, use an app. Find this out before you call us, because it's not an emergency. But I don't know. It's really weird. Never seen nothing like this. So as a guy who went through a mass sighting, I encourage people to document it the best you can. Film everything and sort it out later, because this could all just poof, go away, and it's done. And then you're like, what the hell happened here? Because that's what the normal activity, it doesn't stop in New Jersey and elsewhere. Eventually they're going to have to shoot them down. I mean, this administration isn't doing jack shit. Maybe Trump will, but stuff will change probably after January. The scanner here.
That was 6410, runway 25 right.
When I filmed something in thermal earlier, there should have been something flying north on flight radar regardless of the altitude, but it wasn't registered with them, so that happened on here just a bit ago.
25 right, line up and wait. You guys did. That was 447.
Southwest 4331, kind of departure.
Yeah, that's right, Richard. You got to do your due diligence. The other thing, Dave, was the scanner's Cosmic Watch. So I'm using it with an MIT deal now. I unplugged it because I think it might have been crashing the stream. I'm trying to find out one thing at a time. There is a thing that you can do with USB by going into your power management and turning off your power management. Like that plane that just flew over in thermal, that should be on here. Let's see if I can zoom in real quick and grab him.
That was 6410, kind of departure.
Let's see, what's the altitude there?
American 2860, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Is that right?
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, American 2060.
identified. That is the plane that just flew over on thermal. So that is the southwest plane at 5,000. That's, well, most people don't have this ability to do that on the fly, but yeah, that'd be cool if they had some Tom King over there doing this, watching the drones and just document them. But at the same time, all these incoming aircraft are going there. And I've never seen hysteria like this before. It's awesome because now we have tens of thousands, maybe a million more skywatchers out there. Camera sales, camera's going to fly off the shelves for Christmas. I encourage surveillance devices from Costco to start with. I do not recommend anybody getting psionics. I did recommend that before, not anymore. Those cameras are garbage. They film purpley weird shit. You can't compare it to anything. They're only cool if you're out, you need to watch out for a bear or something. But otherwise, I wouldn't get them. All right.
Envoy 4032, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Never take off 25 right, I'm like 4032.
United 1786, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up wait.
Line up wait, 25 right, yeah.
Let's hunt me something on thermal. What's cool is these clouds on here. Okay, it's still moving. Didn't lock up. I'm watching this. Or did it? Shit. I watched the clock and see if the clock freezes on the timer. These objects can hide in the clouds, but the heat will give them off through a certain amount of cloud. At least they do with aircraft. There's another thing I'm going to tweak on here.
American 2860,
I'm going to turn on one of these thermal cameras, which automatically tells you the hottest and the lowest temperature of everything.
Tower, good evening, United.
Yeah, that's about right, Julie. That'll happen. I think when I went to go fly my drone or charge it, I was looking up some laws, and I think you have to get register every event or some stupid shit with the FAA. I mean, just to fly around my house, that's preposterous.
Alaska, 1460.
Yeah, Richard, I bought mine after I saw one in Maui, and it was like $1,500, and then another. Then I need an iPad Mini. Yeah, iPad Mini. Because I had to operate it from something. No, I've only used that iPad Mini with the damn drone. All right, now, quirky. Yeah, what a weird piece of equipment. This, I guess I get what I pay for. Oh, there goes a this pan and tilt that I'm using with these thermals on,
that was 6502,
I bought for
Phoenix
$20
Tower,
on
25 right,
eBay.
line up and wait. Traffic will be departing in parallel.
25 right, line up and wait, and traffic.
United
it
1786,
cost it cost $80 to ship it because it was
about a
huge.
60 Golf Alpha Tower, you ready?
And then I had to hunt down the wire.
About a
That's an
60 Golf
aircraft.
Alpha, East Customary Turbine
turn it in
737
Sky
departing the
Harbor
parallel,
Then I
runway
had to
25
turn in,
left at Hotel 7, clear for takeoff.
buy some wire, buy this control box, and hook it all up. And sometimes it'll go up and up and up, and it won't go down until you pull the thing off, put it back on. But some idiot named Tom did all the soldering, so who the fuck knows? Oh, let's check out that sunset. But one of the cool things is that sunset and at sunrise is you get a magnifying effect that you see. Like we were out sky watching Saturday night, and the moon comes up, and when it comes up, it's huge, and then it goes to normal size. So that also works at like sunset, because objects in the distance will magnify, and that gives me the optical range from where I live to see almost to the state line to California.
Alaska 1416, counterpart.
So when I see a contrail up there, I can zoom in on it, find out the identity of that plane, and then find it on flight radar, and then go, Christ, look how far away the distance is of the surveillance that I got.
Pilatus 2 Golf Alpha, turn right 290.
Yeah, Richard, 1500. Every time I flew it, I imagined I was flying a big screen TV because that's about what it cost. Yeah, you pucker up when you fly that. What are we looking at? Well, me and a whole bunch of different cameras I'm testing. So we have these thermal ones here, and there's 3 of them kind of in a panoramic configuration. And I'm trying to, now that there's something, that's probably a helicopter. Now that I got them kind of set up, I'm going to experiment because...
American 3132, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 25 left, American 3132.
The stars are, yeah, star right there. This, thermal cannot see stars at all. So now I have these set up. The NVR will not allow me to switch this from white hot to hot black. It doesn't have that built in. To do that, I've got to reset the camera and the IP address. And then when you type it in the browser, you got all that. But the best one is white hot if you're looking, because you just look for something white and glowing. If you do it in hot black, it gets real ugly and hard to look at after a while. And if you try that Predator mode, oh God, does that give me a headache.
Southwest 2601, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up wait.
25 right, line up wait, South 2601.
Skywest 6502,
yeah, Mick, let me set that up real quick.
Good day, 6502.
We'll flip to the other NVR. Oh yeah, I have this camera. It's the 3rd dome camera. I just got it back from the shop, from Dahu, and it worked for 2 days and it broke. This one is easy to hook up for UFODAP. So I was hoping tonight to run UFODAP and have it automatically grab stuff and film in, but the controls are froze. There's something wrong with it. It has to go back in. So having this many cameras at any one time, something's busted or something needs work or attending to. Look at that flight. That thing flew over me. That's a weird it's a weird way.
Southwest 2601, runway 25 right, cover takeoff.
Take off 25 right, Southwest 2601.
Southwest 687, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait. Report the departing company 737 in sight. They'll diverge to the north.
Alright, we got 737, line up way 25 right,
Tower, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, 26, Southwest 426.
I think the moon should be up pretty quick.
American 478, counterpart.
Good day, American 478.
All right, we'll move into this guy. So yeah, this is one of the dome cameras that's working.
Southwest 687, maintain visual separation, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Maintain visual separation, clear for takeoff, 25 right, Southwest 687.
So yeah, this whole portion
right,
of chimney that you see didn't exist. This was
American 3132,
I built
right on Foxtrot, hold
out
short, runway 25 right,
2x4s
Foxtrot
in wood to match what you see anyway. Put it on top of the chimney because we don't use those in Phoenix. And then ran half a mile of RJ45 wire up here. So, so yeah, I'm stacked to look around. The big camera up here is new. That's the 45 power one. Also new are these thermal cameras that I'm moving down. These are on the Pelco pan and tilt that I got for $20. Sometimes it doesn't go down unless I unscrew the wire and screw it back in. It's the funniest thing. So yeah, I got them so they can come around, and then it hits a limit switch, so it won't hit the roof, hopefully.
Okay, with 4991, runway 25 right.
So I kind of got them so they won't look, there's limit switches, so I put them so they won't look down at neighbors' houses.
1541 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right,
and then limit switches going up, so they won't flip over the top. So that's, and these are weatherproof. These I don't have to mess with. On the movie Nope, they go out and put plastic bags over them. So This is another. What I do is scientific testing with these. So what I'll do is like point these north right now towards Scottsdale. Then I'll take the big dome camera on top and I'll point it at the same place. And what's really great is if there's a cloud, then I know the big camera zoomed in with the thermal. So if something shows up on thermal that moves weird, I want to see if it shows up in the color spectrum or if it's invisible. And sometimes it won't show up because it's out of range.
Skywest 5014 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait, report departing Airbus inside, they're northbound.
25 right, line up and wait, traffic inside Skywest 5014.
Yeah. A small. Yeah, Hubert, if you got an old PTZ, what you probably need to do is look up the serial number or barcode or something and Google it. There's a wiring diagram if you don't have the control box. Usually it's like 6 or 7 wires for up, down, left, right, and power. That's what I had to do. So, it was fix it yourself.
1450, turn left, taxi Bravo on the south route. Have a good night.
So, I've noticed the clock's still ticking, so that means the capture card hasn't broke. So it could be just something simple like plugging in the cosmic watch. Because something with this computer is like 64 gig of RAM.
Skywest
It's a
6409,
powerhouse.
runway 25
I
right, line
don't
up
see
and wait.
what could happen.
Line up and wait, 25 right, Skywest 6409.
And if this doesn't work, then we go downstairs to the other computer that has 128 gig of RAM and then give that a try. So we can switch from that.
American 1541, contact departure.
1541.
Southwest 1276, pull up to the hold bars.
Pull up to,
Banner 1, center of the northwest.
It's in this other NVR. This is the stuff I showed George. This is the all sky camera. So if anything flies over, I get, and it's worth saving it. I can see it. I get the flight path. So the idea is to figure out if there's like a regular place I find them. This is great when a helicopter's coming in. You can hear it. You click on this and you can pretty much see where it's coming from. The sunsets here are always pretty cool.
Wingspan 6 on the visual, 25 left.
I got a view of quite a few of the mountains here because of
25 left, clear land,
rooftop.
wingspan 6.
This is one of my favorite cameras. This up camera, it's like the rest of them, but I call it up. And it just looks up, and it's not like the 4K all sky. This thing, when the sky's clear, you see 500 billion stars, even though we have all this light pollution. Having a system like this with no light pollution would be pretty badass. And this is another one. When I capture those boomerang, I posted on my Twitter. Boomerang came flying towards the camera, and none of these, like this camera didn't see it. This camera pointing north, I checked it. It flew directly over that all-sky camera. I checked that, didn't work, didn't show up. When it showed up, that big camera on the top, I said, shit. I spun that around, saw nothing. I don't know what the deal is with that. Have a good one,
Tower, Native 1, Hotel 3, hotels to the left, on the ground.
Native 1, Phoenix.
Yes, Native 1's about 3,000 beeline wide. Hilo 1 is going to be inbound from Phoenix Children's Hospital. Information Mike at 1,900.
458 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait, traffic
Native 1 right, line up wait, American 1258.
Skywest 6000.
This camera up here, this Lorex, I need to get this hooked up with UFODAP so I can hook a couple of these cameras up, and then I can start using triangulation. It'll automatically triangulate these on UFODAP.
Hey Tower, good evening, Empire 7775, joining visual 25 left.
American 3132 at Foxtrot 9, cross runway 25 right, taxi to north route, traffic closing in position.
Foxtrot 9 cross 25
See
right.
this, I think they would call this a drone.
Phoenix Tower, helicopter Native 4 just off of
3970 at Foxtrot 8, cross runway 25 right, turn right, echo, contact ground.
Alright, Foxtrot 8, cross 25 right.
Native 4, Phoenix Tower, proceed via the Hilo 1. Empire 7775 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left clear line, caution wake turbulence, larger aircraft departed parallel.
Alright, clear to land 25 left, Empire 7775.
Southwest 1276, contact departure.
Roger, good night, Southwest 1276.
What do we got here? It's not that guy. He's going the wrong. It's not FedEx. That plane, whatever we just saw, isn't on flight radar either.
Hold short of Echo 9.
It should look like this, but we're going that way.
Standard 1, Roger. Native 4, radar contact, altitude indicates 1,600.
Copy, Native 4.
Wingspan 6, turn right, and then hold short of runway 25 right at Foxtrot 6.
What the hell is
hold
that?
short of 25 right at
That's
Foxtrot
weird.
6, wingspan 6.
That's not on flight radar.
American 1258, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
American 1258, 35 right, clear for takeoff.
American 1258, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay, 35 right, clear for
That's
takeoff.
the one that we got going
American 2421,
to the
Phoenix Tower,
right.
runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Line up, wait, 25 right, American 2421.
But half these seem to be on there, and some of them not. Hey Xavier, how's it going?
American 2421, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Take off 25 right, American 2421.
Southwest 3750, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Any drones here? I don't know. I mean, when they come in, I'll hear about it first. If they come in, somebody will bring it to my attention. That's for sure. I'm waiting for them. Come on, bring it on. Bring on those drones. Bring everything you got at me.
American 1258, contact departure.
Turn the audio down.
Good evening, Tower. Can the main
Alright,
call
what's this
58
thing
Pelican
here?
go straight runway 25 left?
Southwest 3750, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 3750.
Southwest 1730, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Native 4 to the Bravo to the west, frequency change approved.
Empire 7775, turn left, Hotel 4, and taxi South Cargo, monitor ground.
Alright, left Hotel 4 and taxi to South Cargo, ground Empire 7775, good night.
Caravan 4585 Tango, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear line, caution wake turbulence, larger aircraft departed parallel.
25 left, clear to land, Apollo Tango.
Seems to be hovering.
American
Unless it's
2421,
coming at me.
contact departure.
A couple of things down here. That's a pretty big one going by. It's probably commercial.
Southwest 1730, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1730.
American 2930, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, will line up and wait. Reports departing Boeing 737, sites are southbound. American 2930, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait. Reports departing Boeing 737, sites are
on
southbound.
the freeway.
Line up and wait, 25 right, American 2930, traffic in sight.
Southwest 3750, contact departure.
Departure, good day, Southwest 3750. Good evening, Tower, Empire 7805, is on the visual 25 left.
Empire 7805, Phoenix Tower, caution wake turbulence, large aircraft departed parallel, runway 25 left, clear line.
Is it lagging? So I have 100 meg up, so it should be enough. Let's see what we got on. So I'm going up at about 9,000 kilobytes. It wouldn't even let me pump 50 in. Yeah, man, I did this last night with no drop frames. That's probably what is going on. Okay, so what is this thing blinking? Can you guys see this? All right, let me do something. We're going to move the big guns on this son of a bitch. So let me flip over here for a minute. We're going to go over to the thermal camera now. So I have all these different mouses, and they're all color coded for different reasons, so I can figure out what we're looking at. Don't tell me I'm getting fucked by Venus. Switch back. Must it crash? Did it crash again? Yeah, it crashed. Shit. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, my boss saw that. He was watching, I guess, Netflix yesterday or something. Hey, I saw you on there. Oh, really? Cool. All right, so let's. So it did crash that one time, even though I had. The Cosmic Watch unplugged. Yeah, this camera is a pretty good upgrade here over the one we were just looking at. Most likely we're going to start seeing red flashing on the left and some green on the right. Fuck over my frames for a second. Yeah, my CPU's only running at 5%, so I don't know why this isn't pumping out faster. But then again, I typically throw the kitchen sink at everything. What we're looking at right now is this aircraft. I'm pretty sure it's this Ontario flight coming in. See it? This thing right now is 10 miles out. You know, this stuff, Richard, this stuff has to be government. It has FA blinking lights on them, but the weirdest stuff is they're saying they're coming out of the water. That, I don't know how you reckon with that. if they come out of the water, then what do? Prop stuff can't come out of the water. I guess the best theory so far is somebody smuggled a nuclear weapon over on the East Coast, and these things are looking for them, and they don't want to panic people, but this thing's like panicking people anyway. If it sucks if they don't even come up with an excuse like that, then what the F, you know? It's interesting. You can see a car down here. Man, no way. That's a car right there. Now, some people would say that's a UFO, but not me. I know where they're at. That's a car headlight. 13 miles out. And that tree. These cameras I could set the focus in. I should have did that. Where you could set it to infinity on a couple of these. I can't do it on that Lorex. This one I can. Got to do that. Oh, fuck. Look at all that stuff. That's interesting. Assortment of colors. Let's see what good old trusty flight radar says. So I'm looking at this aircraft, and probably this aircraft coming in for a landing. And so I'm filming them from here, and I'm down here. So that's like a range of 20-something miles at least. There better be wings on this thing. I see a lot of crap on Twitter. On Twitter, there's some really good stuff sometimes, and then there's just some absolute CGI garbage that they put up. I've seen stuff like this, and they're, hey, it's an orb. And they're like, no, well, it could be, but it's out of focus. You know, if you can't focus it in, pull out a bit, and hopefully your camera's an autofocus that'll fix that. This plane right here, I can see the wheels drop in the daytime. That's this aircraft right there, and that's a Southwest right here. Check the chat. Yeah, the lag kind of comes and goes, I think. That's why I'm kind of doing a bunch more test streams. I did one for 9 hours last night, overnight. Watched the whole sky and woke up. It was running still. Look how much air traffic. Well, hopefully air traffic is up there. But this is pretty normal to see this much stuff. Major airport here. But I see a lot of people, they don't know. If you ever do Uber in Phoenix, you find out like 80% of the people you pick up, they're not from here. They don't know the location they're visiting. And they look up, see stuff like this and freak out. And think they're UFOs, but they're not. Not if you know what you're doing. And you're a pretty good sky watcher. See what the thermal has to say about that. Trying to get a feel where something would be. Yeah, let's see what we got here. All right, candidate number 50. I see it blinking up on color 3. Most likely some aircraft at 30,000 feet. The limit seems to be about 40,000 feet with the thermo stuff. It doesn't seem to... I think they're just too far away for the heat to pick up. A lot of times it's funny, even though the sensor's 400 by 300, it picks up stuff the color can't. Just the little sensor from 400 by 300 can see stuff like the 1280 by 960 sensor can on the HD. No, that's definitely an aircraft. I wish I had UFO DAP running. That'd be cool. Definitely have to turn on the auto temperature again. See, this is what they should be doing with those drones, is filming them like this. Then you're going to be able to see if it's, you know, regular, check it on flight radar, if you got really weird, funky chicken going on. See, this old pan and tilt can still keep up with these boys. Yeah, Mick, Richard, how did they know you're watching? That's pretty weird. How does... A regular drone is not going to know that it's being filmed. It's impossible. We don't have that. I mean, that's like target lock. I don't know how that target lock works on jets. I guess they know or have a lock on them. I think that's radar related. Did anything happen in the last night in New Jersey or anywhere that I've seen? I didn't have time to look, but because like with UFO stuff, once you get onto them, they split. They get the hell out of there. Right there's where the wheels drop. I can see this in the daytime. There was some reports here in the on the other side of town. Chris, power user on Twitter, she filmed a couple of things on the other side of the valley. So if people know when they film stuff here, get a hold of me because I can rewind all of this stuff for a month and go back and see if I got anything on video north, south, east, west, and such. That looks, the tail on that looks like in America. Maybe it's southwest. I need to get this autofocus off of here for the next Skywatch, so put that on my to-do list. Check the moon. Ah, stop. People flying. There must be like 100 aircraft up there right now. Guess it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock traffic time. Now there's people who would take this, put this on Twitter and say there's a couple of orbs mating. Hey, how you doing, reality check? How would you even know if there's like a drone here? They would blend right into all this air traffic. How is that? Street light. Should be the moon behind here. Fuck, when I cut that tree down, that light's gonna be blasting me. I think it's time to find Jupiter. Yeah, it's, well, you can tell it's a fixed wing aircraft easily. Would that help in the, you know, what do you think? Would that help, like in New Jersey? They would still see this. Now, one of the weirdest ones I heard is it came out of the water and it had a fishtail because aircraft only have like their tail that goes up at the end. But this one, at the end, had a tail going up and down. I don't think I've ever seen any aircraft like that before. Yeah, as soon as you get your cameras trained on them, they split. That's for sure. They boogie. That I know. Most of the time when I get them, I'm not totally prepared. And if something comes back, to try and get 3 dome cameras on it. To get 3 dome cameras on it's near impossible. With 2 dome cameras, with clouds, try and get one zoomed in on a cloud, then you got to move to the other control system, zoom that one in on the cloud. By the time you get that done, and if you're real fast on the draw doing that, that UFO has moved or it's somewhere else. And then to try and like, what, that mouse broke. Get a couple of mouses moving and shit, all ambidextrous, skywatching, there's limits. You need this guy to control the thing. Hope it didn't break. Only puts me down to 15 mouses. That guy's up there pretty high. Eventually, skywatching will be totally ruined because of all the commercial drones, pizzas flying around, police drones, delivery drones, people flying their own drones, 40,000 Starlink satellites up there. These are the golden days. See what we got here. Oh, that's hot. Oh, okay, that's... Shit, almost looked like it exploded. Not sure what we got here. Probably, I haven't even looked. It's probably Venus or something. If that was Jupiter, we would see. I was watching it last night. We'd see, I think 3 of the planets on that easy. Hell, while I'm talking about, I want to go find out where that is. Mars, the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, all right, let's go find all those planets. All right, that's Venus. Passed over by that one a bunch of times. And behind that tree is going to be the moon and Mars. What else can I point this out? A little bit. Jupiter should pop up. Yeah, I got about a PhD in trash and stuff in the sky. There's so much crap up there. People don't even know. And there's a camera I can turn on. It's scary when I turn that camera on because the night vision on that one. If I turn that other camera on, well, anything, kind of anything IR. You see what looks like snow going by. And it's tiny bugs the infrared is illuminating. And there's millions of them, millions of them. And I could be standing up there and not even know it. I mean, I think that's on the ground too. So when you're out there, you're inhaling thousands and thousands of gnats. And they're so small, you don't even know it. And you only see that in like infrared. The hell? It sucks. But there's not a lot of bugs here. On AZ, insects and stuff. In South Dakota, they were everywhere. You just hose yourself off. And it was called off. You just hose yourself down in that shit. Probably got cancer from it. Let's go look. I think thermal's the best option to catch these things. You see these are the thermal cameras down here. And one port gives you two connections. So I have three thermal cameras directly plugged into the NVR, but it takes up 6 slots. So then I got 1 slot left. Now, when you plug these in, the NVR assigns the IP address 10.1.1. something else. Then you can't access this in a browser. This IP address here is an eternal IP, 192.168.1.200. Now, if I type that in a browser, which the hell we could do, then I get access to tons and tons of controls that the NVR doesn't allow you. So the fix with these is I gotta somehow get these IP switched to 192.168.1.69 or 65. Then I could type it in a browser, and then I can go in and change from white hot to hot black, and so have you. Because in these controls, let's turn these colors into black and white. There's nothing in here where I can go to, that's better. There's nothing in here where I can go and switch the thermals around. If I go into the thermal options, I've seen other NVRs that had it, so maybe I just don't have the right NVR. So this is the thermal. There's nothing in here where there's a drop down that says, well, I can go from white hot to hot black. So that's all you're going to get on that. Because it's treating this like a regular camera instead of a thermal. Fly in that. Now, Wow, that's pretty cool. See if I can keep up. That's why I wanted the panoramic view on the thermo, because if I miss it on the left, the center might have it, or some other camera might have it. These color ones on here are actually pretty damn good at night. So, amount of pollution we have in the city, this picks up a hell of a lot of stars. So this is something too. In order for UFODAP to work, you have to have that IP, that 192.168. That's something, because it has to be on the same router that UFODAP does. So I'm going to do, well, I got to get that camera fixed, and then I'll do a UFODAP lesson of how to hook them up, how the tracking works, hopefully how to dial all that in. All right, I haven't seen anything fly by yet. UFODAP is just amazing. Oh, right over there comes the aircraft. Or something flashing. UFODAP would pick that up and track it. And if it does anything strange, you'll see it. Because it'll draw a line, it'll trace where the path of where it's going. So if that were to do like a squiggly line, that stands right out. So that way, you get so much data to record in these folders that this helps separate how to go through it quicker. UFODAP would be excellent in New Jersey. If I was in New Jersey right now, yeah, Richard, for amount of clouds up there, these thermals do. I mean, for $200, I stole that shit. I literally did. Let's see here. Yeah, $200 for each one of those thermals used. They were $2,000 brand new. And now you can still get them on eBay, but they're $400+ bucks. So they went up. So it's weird watching used stuff move around in price. So yeah, these three were $600. I think it was a damn good investment for skywatching. Now, if I went to New Jersey, really couldn't, these thermal cameras really wouldn't work because these particular ones need a router. So that needs an internet connection, a router, so and then a computer. So you could do it with a laptop, but you still need like, and then people with portable hotspots, that's, I don't think that would work very well. I mean, it'd be worth a try, but I don't have all that stuff to pack up on a plane and go. So if I had to go, I'd bring this bad boy. $3,000mm zoom. But too bad it's not thermal. But it would give us a really good close-up of the blinking lights. But it wouldn't amount to, it'd just be, I think, more of the same. I have this stuff up there ready so it can go, and then, I would laser everything. So I'd bring a laser, laser it, go into jail for which aircraft officer? That aircraft didn't exist. So that's me personally. That's what I would do. I'm not saying you should do it. And then the Lunix night vision binoculars are portable, easy to pack in a plane. So let's see, those two could easily go on a carry-on. I think that tank thermal device would be worth taking too. So I'd take 2 suitcases, a backpack full of clothes. Shit, you know what? We don't have winter clothes out here now I think about it. Not winter, not like they got. So that'd be the hardest thing. Is that take 2 suitcases full of gear and a backpack full of clothes and bathroom stuff and head out there. Don't know where I'd go. Probably Jersey City, somewhere. I don't know that area at all. But it'd be fun going. A friend of mine, Jeff, was talking about that. So, man, it'd be so easy to do if it wasn't wintertime, too. Yeah, Ryan came up. We were watching that the other night. Let's see what else is going to track. You always got to, catch you when you ain't ready. Well, that guy's moving pretty slow. Let's go see who this guy is. Oh, that's probably a Southwest guy heading in for a landing. It's kind of hard to control the mouse when it's 50 feet away in another room. I can barely get this mouse working with that computer 3 feet away. Yeah, the thing with UFODAP, if you have it dialed in right with the right cameras and everything set up, it would zoom in, track with this, and then if you have the thing turned on, it would use AI to tell you if it's an aircraft, bird. Sometimes it says it's a car. I wanted to point that thing and see if it can identify my cat and say, well, this is a cat. And then say, well, can it identify a dog versus a cat? Or what's it say when you point at people? Does it say human? I don't know. That's why I bought a third one, because I wanted to use it for screwing around. And then I ended up pointing at UFOs like the rest of them. I think that's Venus over there. Should be. At some point, I got to go to bed and stop drinking this effing coffee. Oh, you got one of those? That cameras, that P1000s, that's a beauty. Bigger brother. We waited, I think, 3 years. I had the P900, and I've been we all waited and waited and waited for the successor to come out, and then the P1000 came out, and it was worth the wait. I don't know if they ever came out with like a P2000. My friend Jeff, he had a really cool camera at the last Skywatch, a new device I haven't seen it before. Small tripod, and then it had like a portable pan and tilt, but it was the size of a toaster. And he operated on his phone, and it got just as good of an image as the P1000 did, I think. So I was like that, and I didn't see a huge lens come out or nothing. So that thing packed a punch. Let's see who this guy is. That craft is identified. It's gone 200 knots. See, people ask me, Tom, how do you know how high these aircraft are? Well, this one's 6,000 feet. It's a few miles away. It's going pretty slow, 200. Usually it's about 300. And they all are. I mean, when you look at the next one lined up behind it, this guy, when he gets down here, he's at 18. As soon as he gets into Class B airspace around here, he's got to drop down to like 6. You just watch this over and over and over, and you get used to it. So, has anybody know this? Because I've been busy with stuff. Does anybody know if the big dogs went out to New Jersey? Like, I didn't see Weaponized with Knapp and Corbell. I know they put out a special one or something. I should have watched that, see what they're up to. But like Ross Coulthard, I know umpteen podcasters that pull in $30,000 a year and say the money goes into the podcast. Like, well, did you travel? Did you use any of that money for like a frequent UFO flyer miles and shit? Get out your house with these cameras that the audience paid for and go find out what the F is going on? No, most of them, none of them did. None of them. I haven't seen any. I've heard of Twitter people thinking about, well, shit, man, you better get there before it's too late, before the whole thing shuts down. Well, looks like we froze up here. Yeah, so the capture card ran a while before it froze, so I think, we just reload it, I think the USB thing helped by unplugging the Cosmic Watch. This thing has, I think, 13 USB ports. So you go, well, shit, and then I could use all 13 up, and then I can plug in one of these 8-port adapters, and then, daisy chain those and have like 40 of them, but no, I don't like that for some reason. I need to go back in and get my eye exam. My LASIK went to hell. And I don't know if I want to do that again. Anybody here ever have that done? It hurts like hell the next day. Well, it hurts like hell for 6 hours after it happened. Hubert, now I use these thermals. When I first got them, I got one. As soon as I plugged it in and saw a UFO, not even sure what I'm doing. Recorded it. Then I started recording one every day. Then they went away for quite a while. So I bought another one, and I had one running in white hot and the other one running in black hot. So that way, when I filmed it in UFODAP, I got both. That was pretty cool. And then I got the third one that was supposed to be used for my kitty, and I didn't use that. And then that one I ended up pointing at the same spot, and I just bolted them on a piece of wood above my pool. And that one I put on rainbow. Man, I need to go into some footage and show some footage of some shit. Yeah, I could do that with this. Yeah, I could show some of that. Maybe I'll do that on Friday. And show some of that. Show some of the older thermal footage or something like that. But the AZ winter here, it's 80 degrees. Well, that looks weird if I'm over there. Let's put this over here. Rearranging some things here. I'm not using StreamYard. StreamYard won't let me go into above 1080i. Winter here is 80 something degrees. If we're lucky, it'll be 70. Last winter, I just turned these computers on and mined Bitcoin, and they heated up the house, and we didn't turn on the heater. Try it again this year. Bitcoin's like worth a lot of money now. I have to shut them off in the daytime because it's too hot. Can't mine the Bitcoin in the daytime. All right. Good question. Who is Ash? No, I have not heard of Ashton Forest. Yes, if it drops down to 30 grand, I'm buying a coin or two. The last people said it was dead when it was 15,000. Now it's 105. So kicking himself in the ass a little bit. No, I haven't heard of Ashton Forbes. Should I? If you need to, put some more information about him in the chat. You know, they said there's people spraying over the plains in New Jersey, but isn't that just a contrail behind it and they don't know what they're doing? Man, I see all those stars, and I just think one of them got here first before we got to them. It's most likely. Oh, I had laser surgery 18 months ago, and you want to see the video? I can load the video up. It shows them cut my eyeballs and open. Anyway, I went really quick. I started losing my vision when I turned 40. So slowly it just got blurrier and blurrier, the distance. And it's totally screwed up skywatching, which is why I use a lot of this gear, because my eyes were screwed up. So I was using glasses and couldn't never, go swimming and skywatch because, I can't see farther than 6 feet. So I was a good candidate for that. So anyway, I thought maybe there's an age where you're too old, but I went and did it anyway. My wife paid for one eyeball, and I paid for the other as a birthday present. So she paid for one of the eyes. The eyes that turned out right, by the way, not the screwed up one. So anyway, you sit down, and a computer thing goes around your eye, and people can see it on the screen, so your loved one can film it like Rhonda did. And they cut your eye open, but they leave the top so they can flip it open. So it kind of just does it, I think, by air. It's weird. It went real quick. And they also open your eye like that Clockwork Orange movie, so it's a bit uncomfortable. And they put eye drops in your eyes to numb your eyes, I guess, so because you don't really feel anything. And then they walked me over to another table, and then one eye at a time. Well, a guy took like a dental tool or some shit, and he flipped up my cornea and went up like that. And then they say, stare at the purple laser. I can't remember what it was. Some laser. Stare at it, and don't move your eye like to the side or anything, because this is going to burn your cornea and shape it. And it smelled like human hair. It was just gross, and it didn't hurt too bad, but it was weird because it was like stare. Do not look away, or you'll screw up your vision. So that's what I was thinking. So each eye went, and they flipped the right one down, and then moves over to the left one. The left one, there were some issues here, and the video isn't that good, so maybe I'll throw it in AI and blow it up so the resolution comes out. But they were flipping that cornea up and down like slamming the freaking door. And, you know, I remember that a little bit, and they couldn't get it attached because, like, once they flip it down, it reattaches itself and glues itself back together. And then after that, everything's white and you're blind and you got to wear sunglasses, go to bed and wake up and then it was a miracle when I woke up I could see. Real clear without glasses, except I can't see my phone anymore without reading glasses. But I had problems with the left eye. I felt like dirt clods in there for a month, so that finally went away. And then now, mine are screwed up. It's faded. I probably got to go back to wearing glasses. I have double vision in this eye at night, so it's kind of freaky looking at lights because I'll see two of them. And this eye's okay, but I don't know. It might be my only choice. They call it a retouch. So, but if I did it once, hell, I guess I'll do it again if needed. Hey, Mr. Bubble, you're always on my channel. Thank you. You're one of the early subscribers. There goes that plane at thermal. Yeah. No, I didn't see that one Phoenix Lights thing you linked me up with. That was when I dropped out of ufology for a while, and they were still making they're still telling the same story. Yeah, it's nice here. It's expensive now. I mean, just like anywhere, it seems like all the houses are way overpriced. All right, I'm gonna go look for the moon. It might be invisible. Now, on UFODAP, the cool thing with that is it tells you the exact position of your camera. So it'll give you the azimuth, the elevation, the percentage of zoom, the vertical field of view, and the horizontal field of view. That looks like it's Jupiter. Let's see. Yep, that's Jupiter. Jupiter, a couple of its moons. If I can push in any further. I think that's at 45 power on Jupiter right now. Maybe that'll help, maybe that won't. Flipped it into black and white mode. I wish you could do that without having to go into that menu system. That kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't know if George is going to do another one of those Netflix shows. He'll probably move on to another show or something. Because that Netflix show, that took 3 years to make. I think about 3 years. So if they're making another one, hopefully they started. Chat crashed. Fix the chat. Should repair it. Well, the eBay thermals, that came up from the UFODAP Discord, which is great for the community. That's how I heard of them. And then it took a little bit of a learning curve to figure out how to get them to hook up to the computer. One of the things about the thermals that is all messed up is it's not a plug-and-play device. As far as an IP camera, if you have a Dahoo NVR, you should be good. But if you want to hook it up to a laptop, like I said, you got to have that router, you got to have that internet connection, and then you got to have the Internet Explorer. And Internet Explorer isn't around anymore. For some reason, it has these drivers or something that are an IE. And IE was forcefully removed by Windows. During a Windows update, they took it away and they force you to use Edge. So the trick, which is pretty difficult, is to open Chrome. Then you have to have this IE extension. And that allows you to emulate Internet Explorer through Chrome. Then you can run the camera. That's how you can get to the controls and switch the thermal modes and grades and coloring and such. But it crashes a lot, so it's not a reliable tool. It's only good to kind of set your camera up, then move on to something else. Yeah, you're right. Those Gen 3 are several $1,000s. Dave Mason has quite a few of them. He's loaned them out to people, and they come back sometimes messed up, because I guess that's another consumable. It doesn't last forever. If you point it at the wrong stuff, you can burn it out and screw it up. So it's pretty generous for him just to let people use it willy-nilly and whatnot. I do that if I'm with somebody and I teach him how to use it and how to record. Never seen Jupiter UFO footage. I've seen a lot of footage of UFOs in the moon, but never anything with Jupiter, like something flies by Jupiter. Got the moon up here yet? Nope. Man, you could see the camera spilling the IR out on this tree. Man, I thought I taped that shit. Guess not. I thought I put some tape over this, because I don't want infrared, like, just wherever it's aiming and shit. UFOs can see that. They can see, hey, look, there's just infrared pouring out that house down there. steer around that one. Now, there's two lenses in there. There's a windshield wiper on this camera. I'm not sure. Like, I'm going to be using that in heavy rain. I don't know. I do want to film some lightning storms whenever we do get rain. And then there's two of them. One's I know is the camera, and the other one is something else. And I think that's that IR that's shooting out like 400 feet. Man, this film's pretty okay-ish at night. What I don't like here is, I don't know if I can fix this. What I don't like about this is it's murky gray. I want to see some, this is a 2K camera. I want to see some deep blacks that just go pure black. I don't want to see 56 shades of gray. I do think it's cool. You can see a lot of stars with it. God, if I took this out in Maricopa, you'd see trillions and trillions of stars with that. Oh, shit. Now we're... Yes, this IR is starting to illuminate. Like I was telling you about those trillion gnats. A little deeper black here. Let's go into the... What sucks is to go into camera control, you have to go into all of them, not just D7. I'll try. It doesn't let you preview it until you hit apply. So 3DR's enabled. Let's try street lamp. Street lamp. Brighten this up. That up a little bit. All right, now that's a deeper black, but can we even see anything? Oh, that's dialed in better. I like these, I like the deep black that we're seeing here. This is more like HD. Now I know I'm losing stars. There's got to be a happy medium. You know, these cameras that I had, I haven't even went through the honeymoon with them. I mean, I put all this stuff up before it got really hot again. So I was erased to do that. And now that's up, now I can start enjoying it. All right, that's a little, let's go up. I wish I had this slider live. Come on. I want to get this dialed in, but I don't want to see a bunch of gray. And this would be something useful also for UFODAP because you don't want it to like see staticky stuff. And what the hell is reflecting off this? Weird. I think it needs to be dialed down a bit more. There's too much mud in that image. So, I'd like to get a preset, then it automatically switches like a certain time, and then it does flip into night mode, but then that screws up the day setting. Wow, that picks up shit really good. Wow, you can see the outline, the tail, everything. That goes on the other camera. Yes, that's a slow speed. I got one of the through UFODAP. Oh, cool. Oh, Cubert, we probably know each other on UFODAP then. Can you explain, Cubert, how you changed the IP address port on a laptop? I'd make a video or something. Fuck, coffee. I'd love to see that. Yeah. All right, what's that there? Damn it. Feed froze again. Gotta reboot the capture card. I looked in Event Viewer and it doesn't say like here's what went wrong when it crashed. Yeah, bookmark that page. That's what I did. I bookmarked the thing in IE mode, and then I just changed the IP address from like .108 to dot. I got a bunch of them. .30, .230, whatever. I think there's an NVR that'll let you switch this, but I'm not gonna go pay $400 for another one. Christ, I got these things stacked up over here like hotcakes. How many of these things does one person need? You don't need 4. That's the number I know you don't need. Let's see. There goes that plane that just flew over. It's banking around over here. You can see a few clouds up there, but the camera and the thermal should be able to see anything right through that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a YouTube tutorial on UFODAP. The first one I'm gonna do though is on Kia Novia, on how to path track objects, like I did with that M video thing that was on that George Knapp show. So I'm gonna do a tutorial on that with easy stuff, and then I'll show a little bit of harder stuff. There's 4 passes through the M video that I found and I traced. You know, I look at it, there's a bunch of other spots I could do too. Wherever the camera did move, and it stopped and the object moved, those parts can be path tracked and traced. One way to do it is through a Kia Novia, which I'll do instructions on that. I was going to do it this week, but I'm going to talk about the Jersey stuff probably on Friday. So I'll probably do that next Friday, depending on what happens in the news and stuff. Then I'm gonna want to get into UFODAP, but I need a camera working with UFODAP. So I need that that Daewoo 5432 working, and that's weird. That's got software problems. It boots up, the camera moves around. As soon as it boots, it kind of freezes and it won't move. It'll zoom in, zoom out, but it won't move around. And it didn't do that. It did that after I got back from the shop. Then it started acting funky. But that one's a plug and play for UFODAP. That one's an easy one to... Man, you know, I think those thermal cameras shoot better at night than these 4Ks. This is I'm looking through a 4K color camera right here. And the image is better when I look through the thermal, as far as the amount of stars that are visible. You see, this camera here has camera settings built right into the sub menu. So you can come into here and you can flip this into black and white. Or you can come in here and you can, what I do in the daytime is I turn the settings, or not saturation, I turn brightness down about 30 or so, and it muddies the image but makes everything stand out, because the UFOs will hide in the glare of the sun. This camera here has in color, oh fuck, that looks pretty bad. There's no autofocus, or there is autofocus, there's no manual. This one actually looks pretty good at night. It's got some pretty nice deep blacks on it compared to the other one. Huh, those three thermals are all looking straight up. Hopefully that survives a rainstorm. I haven't went through any weather with it yet. I think we're back at Jupiter. Yeah, I see when this goes out of focus, I've been seeing a lot of imagery like that on Twitter. And they're, you know, flipping out, and it's like, come on, man, that's out of focus. That's camera work 101. Yeah, it's Jupiter. Shit, is that bright? Oh, what'd I do? I went up to it. Yeah, goddamn, Tom. Wrong way. And a Death Star blew it up. Alright, we're getting there. I think it's got some pretty good black levels, but not when it's filming at something like this. Oh, what did I do? Hit flip? Yep, turned off flip. Looks like it went back into black and white. Yeah, it did. No, there's nobody going to let me use their observatory. You know, we've been wanting to go to Kip Peak for a long time. And there's tickets that you can buy and all that. And then COVID happened. And it's like, well, then kind of forgot about the whole thing. God damn, focus. Come on. This would happen with the boomerang going over. It'd be out of focus.
Case Tower Southwest 175 is 6 mile final for runway
Turn on
25
the
left.
ATC again.
Southwest 175,
I don't
Phoenix
have
Tower, runway 25
any
left,
audio
runway.
on, so I can't
Runway
hear
25 left,
if
Southwest 175.
stuff's working, because I don't want to do a feedback loop like I did last
United
time.
1102, contact departure.
United 1102, switch to departure.
Let me look at the settings here. I have monetization turned off. Privacy is public. Now there's no ads on here that I have.
Southwest 1040, runway 25
That doesn't mean,
right,
you know,
clear for takeoff.
YouTube's not trying to scrape a couple of bucks off this. I'm just doing tests and they got to make a couple of bucks. And I have to put the whole effort up to make them money.
Southwest 1991, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
25 right, line up away, Southwest 1991.
Southwest 161, contact departure.
Departure, Southwest 161, continue.
I sent that thing back to work. It's got to hook up to like 200 degrees, which is almost the temperature of these GPUs in this aliens. And then it's going to screw up because the sensor on runaway thermal doesn't work. Runaway thermal detection in a 3D printer is built into the more advanced ones, and what it does is it shuts the printer off from thermal runaway. And thermal runaway means
Southwest 1110,
that
turn left onto
there's
Bravo, taxi Bravo, Sierra for the south route.
There's a thermometer in each 3D printing head, and it's just a steel tube, aluminum tube with a couple wires coming out, and that regulates the temperature of the 3D printer. And thermal runaway means it's going to heat up so bad it's going to start on fire. So therefore, the thermal runaway error means
American
we've shut the thing down.
right,
Something's wrong with the sensor. Go fix it. So we don't blow up your house. You can't 3D print nothing. I've been dealing with that for a while. Put in a new sensor, it keeps happening. It's like voodoo. Someone wants this thing, they can come pick it up.
Good night, Southwest 1040.
I fish around for some footage.
American 854, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Should be hard to load up some videos in here.
Southwest 175, turn right on Foxtrot.
Yeah, this
hold short, runway 25 right, Foxtrot 926.
Clear to right at Foxtrot, hold short at 25 right at Fox 9 or Southwest 25, or 175.
Southwest 1991, current departure.
So long, Southwest 1991.
What do we do here?
Native 1, leaving Phoenix Bravo airspace.
Native 1, let's see you.
Southwest 175 at Foxtrot 8, cross runway 25 right, turn right on Foxtrot. Contact ground traffic will be holding in position.
All right, at Fox 8, cross 25 right, right turn to Echo on the ground, Southwest 175.
American 507 Phoenix Tower, traffic's crossing downfield, runway 25 right, line up wait.
25 right, line up wait, American 507.
American 854, current departure.
Okay.
American 507, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, clear for takeoff, American 507.
Frontier flight 1019, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up wait.
25 right, line up wait, Frontier 1019.
Frontier flight 4578, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 25 left, Frontier flight 4578.
Yeah, Hubert, do you know who those people are?
99,
With the
turn
RV?
left onto Bravo, taxi Bravo, Sierra for the south route. Have a good day.
Hi, Bravo, and we're actually going international, so we need to go to Quebec to the spot.
Oh, I see that now. Sorry about that. Taxi east on Bravo and contact ground. And they should be able to get you in there. Have a good one.
All right, cool. East on Bravo, contact ground, X-ray Hill for Southwest 1299.
Envoy 3938, Phoenix Tower, wind 230 runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26, Envoy 3938.
Frontier Flight 1019, runway 25 right, clear for
Trying
takeoff.
to find something interesting.
25 right, clear for takeoff.
It's hard reading the small screen.
American 507, kind departure.
Hello, departure American 507 tonight. Departure giving, American 507, 2.4, come in, for 4
American 507, still on tower.
There's a playback of UFODAP example. This is a capture of something that's doing racetrack turns, racetrack patterns. So the UFODAP lost it there. So what's going on is it captured it here, and this is a thermal camera, so the camera can't move with the capture. So the camera's just bolted to a piece of wood looking forward. This flew by it, and went down and did a racetrack.
Frontier Flight 4578, turn right on Foxtrot. Cross runway 25 right up Foxtrot 6. Join Echo and contact ground.
Foxtrot 6, cross 25 right, then ground Frontier 4578.
Frontier Flight 1019, contact departure.
This is a little bit more of it going around. Now, I looked on flight radar and I couldn't figure out what we were looking at.
Targeted me Southwest 3282 visual.
I didn't see any
Southwest
planes
3282,
doing a
Phoenix Tower,
half
wind
circle. Now, planes
2306,
do have
runway
circles,
26,
but
clear to land.
not really on a regular basis.
3282.
So, I'm not sure what the hell that was.
Envoy 3938, turn left onto Bravo,
But it
contact
was,
ground.
Left on Bravo, contact ground, Envoy 3938.
I know what we're going to play next. Mystery file. I'll just let this play. I don't know what's going to happen. So
Southwest 2918, Phoenix Tower, yeah.
it's like an aircraft at the top. Oh yeah. Hell, let me rewind this. Might be interesting. This is a capture off of Dahu thermal camera. So there's something moving around here. I don't know what was in here. There's something here. This was called swarm gunning
Southwest 2918,
peg.
Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Hopefully this even shows up and makes it through the stream. So something here is going up. So this is not a regular plane. It doesn't fly like a bird, because birds like flap and they get the hell out of there. But I don't know what we got here. Up to the top. So the time here, I think, when was this? Hell, this was kind of recent. I don't even remember none of this. I capture so much stuff, I don't even remember what I got. People, I did an interview with Pat. There's something, that's an aircraft. That's a regular type aircraft there. I was doing an interview with Patrick. He asked me how many UFOs I've seen. I said probably in the thousands. When this goes into that box, it's going to trigger. Yeah, it's an aircraft looping. It's taken off in Sky Harbor. This should trigger UFODAP when it hits that. Nope, it didn't. So I think this is the same thing we just saw with that black object that goes up, and then at the end the aircraft comes up, because this is the color version.
Target using Southwest 490 on the visual 26.
South 3282, turn left on to Bravo, taxi Bravo, Sierra for the
so
south
what
route.
we're looking at now
Bravo,
is
Sierra,
the
South
same
East,
capture, but it's in
South
white
490,
hot.
Phoenix
Well,
Tower,
this is
wind
what I was talking about. That all the
turn
cameras
right on
point at the same spot.
Hold short
I
on
don't know
runway
if you can
25
see
right,
this,
Fox
but
Trot
over
9er.
here is
All right,
something
right on Fox, hold
irregular.
short, Fox
moving.
9er,
This is
Southwest
the type of
29.
stuff that you save, and then you try to differentiate between this and birds, because birds is about all this is going to be. If it's, you know, a mundane type object. Yeah, so there's another one. This is why it's labeled swarm. Because all of a sudden, look, what is this object? What is that thing down here? And this is why, one of the reasons I went to record in white hot. Because white hot, these are easier to see than hot black. So now all these things kind of come out. So this could be birds. I don't know. I don't even remember recording this. So just saved it and then moved on. But it's interesting because they kind of stay in this frame, and this is kind of why I'm like, maybe I should spread these out wider so I can get, when it goes off screen, I can get that thing, whatever that is. And that's strange. So how did it disappear from thermal then reappear? Even dead things show up in thermal. It's not like Predator where you put mud on and you disappear. But you can go out of range. You can go out of range of the thermal
right,
sensor.
Fox
Yet,
Niner,
this
right
can
turn on Echo
record
and
aircraft
contact
up to 35,000 feet.
Niner,
Whatever I'm filming here, there goes an aircraft taking off there. Whatever I'm filming in front of me is not 5 miles away. It's a few miles.
Tower, hello,
And it's like what, size of a tail or something?
Empire 7002, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left for the
What's
line.
going on here? I'm guessing I did a split screen and I don't remember rendering this. Okay, there's that object there.
Southwest 490, turn left onto Bravo, taxi Bravo, Sierra for the south route.
Okay, Bravo, Sierra for the south route, Southwest 490.
Skywest 158 Julia, Phoenix Tower. Just got about another minute left for your flow time. Runway 25 right, line up plate.
25 right, line up plate,
Yeah, it looks like it was a split screen. I think I'm split screening. It's hard to read the time. It looks like I'm split screening. Yeah. Hot black and white hot.
Skywest
At the
158
same time,
Julia,
and
runway
then
25 right,
rolling
left
the
to go.
playback.
Skywest 158 Julia.
Oh, you know what? I probably need to change the resolution from this from 4K at 3840 by 2160 down to just 2K, and then maybe I won't get so many frame drops. What's weird is that was synced, but the aircraft isn't. The aircraft's like a second or two behind. I never could figure that. Now I remember this. I couldn't really figure that out and said, yeah, whatever.
Sky Harbor, FedEx 325 Heavy is about 8 out, 25 left.
Empire 702, taxi to parking hotel, this frequency.
Taxi park via hotel with Empire 702.
FedEx 325 Heavy, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left for the land.
Clear to land 25 left, FedEx 325 Heavy.
American 1803, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, American 1803.
Skywest 158 Juliet, contact departure.
Departure, Skywest 158 Juliet. Good day.
This is interesting. This one's called White Object Shoots Off. This was another UFODAP capture. So it's doing that turn that you see like the aircraft do, but it went sharp. Now it's like then just disappears.
Tower South 364 over 25 left.
Southwest 364 Phoenix Tower, good evening. Runway 25 right is available.
And here's the exact same capture of this thing.
Southwest 364,
Video, but
runway
without
25
the
left for the land, and
this was cut together with the 5-second pre-cache, where it records 5 seconds before it UFODAP picks it up. And whatever that, yeah, that didn't look right. That did not look like a regular plane taking off. That's why that guy got saved.
Southwest 364, you got a 60 knot overtake over the heavy urine trail of a small S-turn to the south is approved if you want it for space.
Yeah, like life forms.
American 1803, contact departure.
Going to depart.
Eye in the Sky. Is that a YouTube channel? Ah, frack. They got a Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I don't like anything Mark Zuckerberg does. The guy's not on my cool list. Mark Zuckerberg is not cool. He's never been cool. Yeah, they do move around a bit. Like life. That's they talk about. They talk about like these things like they're alive, and yeah, it does seem. And the way those thermal type things move around, I see like regular UFO stuff move like that too. So I've seen some. There's another video. There's a
FedEx 325 Heavy, thermal to
video
3 and taxi to parking via hotel.
Blue
frequency
was filmed just recently, I think, in Santa Cruz, and
Okay, we're getting off at Hotel 3, left hotel,
bobs
and
around
copy
kind of like
traffic.
you've seen these things swim. There's another one. That one's moving kind of like that other one, but the speed. That's like, see, look, it tries to look like an aircraft, but they don't move. That's see, UFODAP can run the speed on this and then show how it speeds up and slows down. So whatever that did a stop, turn, and accelerate.
Southwest 364, turn right on Foxtrot. Hold short runway 25 right of Foxtrot 9er.
Right on Fox, hold short of 25 right on Fox 9, Southwest 364.
So yeah, you can. Sometimes these things are everywhere, and then sometimes nothing. It's like pretty. It just depends. It's you got to be persistent. So whatever that is, I found it at a hover.
And Southwest 364, traffic will be holding in position. Cross runway 25 right at Foxtrot 6. Right on Echo and contact ground.
Cleared across 25 right of
Tower
Foxtrot 6
Alaska
and over to ground,
14,
Southwest.
And this video shows it.
Alaska
This video shows
1415,
how
Phoenix Tower,
it
good
came
evening,
in.
runway 26, clear to land.
It stops,
Go to land
and it
26, Alaska
hovers.
1415.
and then UFODAP lost it. See that? That thing right there's. You can rewind it.
Air Transport 3406 Heavy,
It
Phoenix
comes in,
Tower,
stops
traffic
right in
crossing
frame.
downfield,
Hey,
runway
thanks for
25 right,
centering
line up
UFO. That's appreciate
25
that.
right, line up and wait, Air Transport 3406
And what
Heavy.
is that? That ain't no plane. That ain't no helicopter. I don't know. I mean, look. Like I said, thousands. I've seen thousands of these things over time. Lots.
Air Transport 3406 Heavy, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, cleared for takeoff, Air Transport 3406 Heavy.
All right, see what else we got. That damn printer should. I think that was the same video.
Phoenix Tower, good evening, Victor Tango Mike 2687 in visual to Philip.
Thanks for taking Mike 2687, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 25 left, Victor Tango Mike 2687.
Yeah, this is that. I don't know what I did with this. This video, this thing hovers and the UFO that kind of turns on, it kind of turns off. This is why I like to have these things hooked up to NVRs, because instead of UFODAP recording small clips of this white thing, it'll record everything. You just need to find out what time it happened and then go hunt the video clip down.
Air Transport 3406 Heavy, contact departure.
Over to departure, good day, Air Transport 3406 Heavy.
And it looks like we got an NVR.
Alaska 1415, turn left onto Charlie and contact ground. Have a good night.
Charlie and ground, Alaska 1415. See ya.
Interesting, this this cloud over here in thermal. Look at what you see over here. You can just barely see that. Clouds are good. And the clouds are white. It's hot white. That doesn't mean the clouds are hot. That just means that they're warmer than the background. To really tell, this camera was built for COVID detection. In the camera. Now I think about it. That's also in the IP address. It's 192.168.1. something. But you can't get all that stuff from the NVR menu. They have a bunch of stuff like you can count people. You can aim this at a group and it'll count how many people there are. Or you can say, I want to look at a crowd and get the temperature if somebody has a fever or somebody has a 100-degree fever.
Phoenix
Do
Tower,
that.
runway
It'll
25
pick
right,
them
that's
right
takeoff.
out.
Southwest 4331.
Now that that's behind us, there's a
Southwest
surplus of these
4331,
cameras that came on the
Yeah, we're up
eBay
sorry about
market,
that. Southwest 4331,
and that's
short
how
of
a lot of
25
us
right.
got them.
So it's 4331, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25 right, Southwest 4331.
Victor Tango Mike 2687. You going to Qatar or South Qatar?
South Korea, run Victor Mike.
Victor Tango Mike 2687, taxi hotel, this frequency.
Hotel, just visit, thank you, Victor Mike.
Well, I'm sure you were, Mr. Tube. Banned. Yeah, I got banned from Reddit. I said the place sucks. There's no research here. If you have people with just random, it's just random trolls talking shit who can dunk on somebody. I like these clouds. These are good clouds for Skywatch. But yeah, it's crapping on people. That's fine if you're 13. You know.
Right, line up, please.
But you're not going to get serious research. No one's going to like film the smoking gun and run to above top secret. They tried that with the Tic Tac video. 99% of them said it was fake and laughed the person away. Now they'll look like fools. Yeah, Skywatch. You ever see that video that I have? Do I have that on my channel? I should try. I think I tried to blow that up in 4K and it didn't work. There's this video called the Worm video. It's one of the videos from the famous SDS-48 mission from 1991 from the Space Shuttle Columbia. That recording was originally done by Donald Ratch, and he was an avid NASA guy. And I was one of the few people who had a capture card back in the late 90s. They were pretty expensive. You needed a very powerful machine just to run 640 by 40 resolution. Before that was like 320 by 240, and we thought, wow, this is the shit. And a CRT, that was great.
To the west southwest.
But yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage. So yeah, I had a video capture card, so he would send me tapes. So he would order from NASA. It was like a FOIA. You'd say, I want these tapes in this mission, and you have to pay whatever duties or fees. And he would get Super VHS tapes. He'd make me a copy direct. So it was the master, a Super VHS, so he got second generation. But I don't know how they got the original generation before, because it came from the Columbia, so I don't know. Transmission download or something. And then he'd send me a copy. I'd post them on what we had back then was called the Albany Chapter House. And then that grew, and from, God, I've been 95 or 96 to UFOvideo.com. That went through a bunch of interfaces. That website's kind of screwed up. Emails don't work on it. People can't register. That's all because GoDaddy. I got contracts with them, so when the contract's up, I'm going to move them to a server where the email works so the site can function. But anyway, yeah, we had that up in 95 or 96. When the Phoenix Lights happened in 97, we posted still videos. No, that was UFO. That was Albany Chapter House. Now I think about it. I actually have a video where I filmed the screen of all this old work I did back in 95 before UFO Video came around. And that's before people were buying up all the domains and stuff. Yeah.
Envoy 4032, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up, please.
Envoy 25 right, Envoy 4032.
That was 6447, contact.
Interesting. See these clouds here. But this, like, is a big heat spot on thermal. That is very interesting. I can't believe I haven't seen any satellites or Starlink or something. Just planes.
Envoy 4032, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25 right, Envoy 4032.
United 1786, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up, please.
Line up 1, 25 right, 1786.
Man, there is some like light shining in this dome. What's going on? It's Christmas lights. Wow, that's kind of fucked.
American 2860, contact.
Blue for sure. Line right.
Good. All right, so what the hell? Oh, this is this. Yeah, this is the stuff I was talking about. There's a creepy shit. Yeah, Reddit has never been good. Reddit is basically done by the guerrilla debunkers. I mean, it's obvious who these people are. They post on Reddit. They probably post on Twitter. And power users on Metabunk. And they know everything. They're like Mick West, never wrong. They know everything. They could just watch 2 seconds of a video and tell you. I remember when they had the Boston bombers. That's when I first heard of Reddit, when those 2 guys blew up the marathon and injured and I think killed some people. Reddit tried to find out who did that by crowdsourcing it, and they fucked it all up. They got the wrong people. Just like Above Top Secret got all the wrong shit when they had the that video dumped on their lap. All right, so what do we got? This froze again. All right. Let's do the reboot. I'm not sure how to exactly fix this.
Alaska 1416, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
There's too many USBs in. I mean, I gotta plug in. I gotta at least plug in a mouse and a keyboard.
That was 6502 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Right,
Traffic will be departing the parallel.
25 right, line up and wait, and traffic.
United 1786, contact departure.
United 1786.
About a
It's
6 to
inside
Golf Alpha Tower, you ready?
NBR controls of
About a 6 to Golf Alpha, East crossing like turbulence 737, departing the parallel, runway 25 left at Hotel 7, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff 25 left, Hotel 7.
Came with a 2 terabyte hard drive, which I then added a 8 terabyte hard drive, so rounding it up to 10 terabytes. So this will record about a month. If I go back to the search and I look at which cameras do I want to look at, then it will pull up these cameras and what they saw. So right here shows you if something happened. Last time I recorded something, I think it was on Sunday. So yeah, you can go back here. Go back to November.
Alaska 1416, contact
beginning of December. So it looks like a little fragmented. We've got all of
Okay, this Mike
November.
current wind
So about
2306,
5
altimeter 3003.
data is what's in here. I'll tell you about Jose in a
Alpha,
minute
turn
here.
right, 290.
All right, so that was the search. Search basically is playback. AI, what the hell is this stuff? Let's look at this. So they have AI search. So I got a month worth of
right, clear for takeoff.
recordings. So I can, let's say I was pointing this at people. All genders.
American 478,
What the hell
Phoenix
is
Tower,
an
runway 25
unknown
right, line up
gender?
wait.
Whatever.
25 right, line up
I can look at this. You could point this at a crowd and say, just give me 60 plus. So I want all the boomer. You can go look and say, okay, I want all the male boomers. They're wearing sunglasses. They're hiding something. We want the hipsters. Yeah, get that beard.
American 3132.
Face mask. No, that's not helpful.
American 3132,
Expression.
Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Happy.
We'll land 25 left.
Want all the people who look.
Pilatus 2
What's
Golf
the
Alpha,
look of
contact
a
departure.
bad guy?
That was plane sky with you for
I
26.
guess they're calm because they're being professional.
Southwest
So yeah, then you can go
2365,
search.
26 hour runway
You
26,
search
clear to
through
land.
that 5 weeks worth of
Alright,
stuff
Southwest 687,
and
you're
look for
after
baby
company in front of
boomers.
you.
But
United 2249, turn left on
because
to Charlie and
these get
taxi to the
pointed
ramp
up,
this frequency. Have a good night.
I don't need them.
4991, we got a few floor times. You're after
That's
the
one.
second southwest on Echo.
And then so this will search just the camera. No idea what that does. Parameters.
American 478, runway 25 right,
What
clear for
that
takeoff.
does, face
25 right,
detection.
clear for takeoff, American 478.
Southwest 2601, Phoenix Tower, runway 25
So
right,
you
line up
could
wait.
turn on a
25
particular
right, line up way,
camera
south 260.
and
Skywatch
turn on face
6502, contact park.
detection. And this is looks like this is some type of alarm system to email you. Oh, this is a people counting. What the hell is this for? So I guess you'd point this at people and it counts how many people are there. I don't know. I point these up, so these are looking for the things in the sky that shouldn't be there. I don't know what heat map. I guess that would be when you recorded a bunch of stuff and a bunch of activity happened during it. Failed to support people counting. So yeah. And then there's a bunch of alarms on there. Shit, huh? Why? Yeah, I don't use that stuff. Video. Yeah, somebody wanted to break in and tamper. Got the backup save. This is the output
Southwest
settings.
2601, runway
Okay.
25 right, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff 25 right, Southwest 2601.
Southwest 687, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
System.
Report the departing company 737 in sight. They'll diverge to the north.
Alright, we got
Southwest
737, line up way
1450,
25
Phoenix
right,
Tower, runway
Southwest
26,
687.
clear to land.
One of the hardest things is time and date. Do I even got the time and date on this right?
American
All these
478,
NVRs,
contact park.
some of them reset. You got daylight savings time and all this other. What is this stuff? Huh. I don't even know what this is. All right.
Southwest 687, maintain visual separation, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Maintain visual separation, clear for takeoff 25 right,
I got
Southwest
the
687.
storage on here.
Skywatch 4991, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Yeah, that's.
25 right, Scott 4991.
American
That's what we
3132,
got
turn
for
right on
space. So we
Foxtrot,
got
hold
plenty of
short, runway
space. I
25 right
could
at
put
Foxtrot 9er.
a couple of 12 terabytes in
short
there
of,
and then
2 right,
get about 3
Foxtrot,
months,
Niner,
I
American
think that's
3130.
plenty. Oh shit, this froze up
Southwest
again.
2601, contact departure.
Got departure Southwest 2601.
Tower South 3970, visual 25 left.
Southwest 3970, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear lane.
25 left, go to line, Tower 3970.
All right, time for talk about Jose here. Yeah,
Southwest
unfortunately Jose
2255,
passed
taxi
away.
Bravo in the south route. Have a good night.
Bravo South route, South
I'm
2355.
trying to think here.
Skywest 4991, runway 25 right, clear
5 or
takeoff.
6 years ago.
Takeoff 25 right, Scott 4991.
I met him once at a
American
UFO
1541,
conference.
Phoenix Tower, runway
in
25
Sedona.
right, line up and wait.
25 right, line
Nice
up way,
guy.
American 1541.
One hell of a marketing guy. He could really market stuff. I'll tell you that. When I talk about the rods with him, you know, with all these cameras, I asked him,
Medevac 315, November Golf, Phoenix Tower, caution wake turbulence, large
have you used multicams, like surround an area and film the rods that way?
Clear to land 25 left, medevac 315 November
So
Golf.
he was all about
687,
using the
departure.
camera, putting out a 10,000 speed shutter, and then that should filter out
American
bugs.
1541, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, clear for takeoff, American
I pretty
1541.
much think
Skywest
all the rods were
5014,
bugs.
Phoenix
All
Tower,
of them.
runway 25 right, line up and wait, report departing Airbus in sight.
Every once in a while you see something like a military projectile coming out of a tank, something flying past. It got to be in front of the camera. I think a lot of that was optical illusion. The science level that Jose got into wasn't much science. It was more marketing. It was like, I got tapes to sell.
Skywest 4991,
I did say on the other podcast that he was the guy originally who filmed a UFO that turned into a helicopter. I thought I had the VHS on the shelf. I looked, I chucked it.
Southwest
Maybe you
1450,
can
turn
find it
left, taxi
on
Bravo in the
Amazon.
south
I
route.
don't
Have a good
know.
night.
But it was like a 20-minute video of make them just in the daytime of a white object in the daytime. You couldn't make out what it was. Like it's a UFO.
5014, maintain visual separation, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Then after a while, turned into a helicopter. Interesting video, but couldn't it just be a helicopter kind of hovering out of distance, out of range?
Turn right onto Foxtrot, hold for
Then
runway 25 right at Foxtrot
it comes towards you and you make out a helicopter. I guess. I can't really remember the footage. Remember, a lot of people talked about it back in the 90s. I do remember that Jose Escamilla also got banned from Above Top Secret. He went on that Above Top Secret website. And I was a lurker back then, just kind of looking how crazy this place was. And I spent maybe a month or two reading and then moved on. And then Jose happened to sign up while I was there. He comes in bragging. He was working with this guy named like John Stewart Watson or something, or Leonard. This guy from the UK had like a telescope with a camera, and he was filming stuff in the an orbit that looked like huge spacecraft. Nobody could really figure out what the heck this guy was doing. He wouldn't share exactly his method of how he acquired these images, and his images were really weird. Now he's since that guy Watson, whatever his name is, he went quiet. I never heard anything from him. But then he pops up like a couple of weeks ago, filming UFO drones like in the UK. So that's something to like look up on Google or something. But anyway, him and Jose partnered up, and they were going to release this end-all, be-all smoking gun video. Jose did that a lot. He said, I got a project, and we would announce the project to the public, but a lot of projects just never come to fruition. You might get like 1 in 20. Like with the George Knapp thing, I don't know how many things were talked about that didn't happen, you know. But anyway, he made his living as an editor. I know he edited a lot of porno movies, told me that. So he was into he was in LA editing adult movies. So I don't know if he wants that, you know, if that's something you put on your IMDb exactly, you know. I mean, adult film editor, credit him for that. He was known for suing people. When he was banned from Above, because he came on Above Top Secret, like, hey, I'm Jose, I'm here. And people didn't kiss his ass. So like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? You filmed bugs or something. And they pissed him off. He ran his mouth. He got banned. Then he came back after he was banned with Jose Escamilla 2 or something and said, I'm suing this whole place for defamation. I went, oh, yes, that's Jose. That's the Jose I know. He always does that shit. I mean, him and his brother sued each other over UFO footage, for fuck's sake. So, yeah. Yeah, he was one of the inspirations why I got into skywatching, actually. I saw him on some talk shows in like 93 or 94, and he was filming the rods, but he was filming the other stuff that weren't rods. That was interesting. And I thought, I had that dream about Phoenix and all that. And I thought, well, we were waiting for our lease to expire on the house we rented. We had a really nice house in South Dakota with a pool and a spa. Very few people had that because, well, the pool, you can only use a pool for 6 weeks out of the year, and it's frozen nice. But we moved from there, and I saw Jose, and I'm like, when I go to Phoenix, I'm going to try what he's doing. I'm just going to get some cameras, put them up, see if I film UFOs, if I film rods. And so, yeah, he was one of the people who inspired me to hunt. I hope I inspire other people to hunt. Yeah. That's Jose. Rest in peace.
Southwest 39, Southwest 3970, hold short of Echo 9. Santa 1 landing assured.
Santa 1, Roger. Native 4, radar contact altitude indicates 1,600.
Copy, Native 4.
Wingspan 6, turn right, and then hold short of runway 25 right at Foxtrot 6.
Alright, we'll turn right and hold short of 25 right at Foxtrot 6, wingspan 6.
American 1258, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
American 1258, 35 right, clear for takeoff.
American 1258, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay, 35 right, clear for takeoff, American 1258.
American 2421 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Line up wait, 25 right, American 2421.
American 2421, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Let's take off 25 right, American 2421.
Southwest 3750 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
25 right, line up and wait, Southwest 3750.
American 1258, contact departure.
Good evening, Tower. Get event qualify A public tango straight runway 25 left.
Southwest 3750, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 3750.
Southwest 1730 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait.
Data 4 to the Bravo to the west, frequency change approved.
Empire 7775, turn left, Hotel 4, and taxi South Cargo, monitor ground.
Alright, let's Hotel 4 and taxi to South Cargo, ground Empire 7775, good night.
Caravan 4585 Tango, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear line, caution, wake turbulence, larger craft departed parallel.
25 left, clear to lane A public.
Man, that, it looks like it's daytime out. This
American 2421.
color night vision camera is
Contact
freaking excellent.
Southwest 1730, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1730.
American 2930 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, all line up and wait. Reports departing Boeing 737, sites are southbound. American 2930 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line up and wait. Report departing Boeing 737, sites are southbound.
Line up or wait, 25 right, American 2930, traffic in sight.
Southwest 3750, contact departure.
Departure, good day, Southwest 3750. Good evening, Tower, Empire 7805, on the visual 25 left.
Empire 7805 Phoenix Tower, caution wake turbulence, large aircraft departed parallel, runway 25 left, clear line.
25 left, clear to land.
American 2930, maintain visual separation.
We were watching some, I don't know if you were here, Dave, but we were watching some clips of some older shit I recorded of weird UFOs and hot white. And a cursory review of the porno career of Rods and Jose Escamilla. We've got Jupiter up here. Like clouds. Clouds are always good though. Oh, a hell of a lot of aircraft around 7 o'clock. Oh, fuck. And this thing don't look good. Where the hell's the moon at? I think it's coming over there. It's taking a while. I don't know what kind of... I never asked Jose what kind of porno he edited. I'm sure it was the good stuff, not the sick shit. But, hey, you got to make a living. Next time I'm going to do this at 2K and see if we don't get any drop frames. Last night was really good. Fuck, that dropped 190,000 frames in a few hours. It's terrible. Horrible. I had better luck in the daytime for some reason. Some people are only shoot night stuff. I'm a both, but mainly daytime. This camera's a bitch. Wouldn't be no misidentification in Jersey if I was out there. Yeah, on Fridays. Fridays I'm gonna try and not do too much sky watching. Kind of just get into what the hell's going on. I want to do like keep that like, well, a lot of some of this, but tutorials. I want to do some nerdy stuff. Leave things to teach people how to use some of that stuff. It shouldn't take too many episodes, but yeah, it depends on like if I look and I see really good clouds or something, I'm just gonna switch it on if I'm not at work. But yeah, a lot of that depends on like the time and the sky conditions. If it's really, really washed out, then I don't really like, you know, in the wintertime up north, they'd call that a whiteout because there's snow on the ground. The sky's all cloudy, so it's just white everywhere, and you can't really see without sunglasses. When that happens, I got to turn way down the brightness on all the cameras so I can't see shit. I try it. Man, if this camera just had a zoom, it's just perfect color. Let me flip back over to the... See if these even work. Shit, I looked at that and thought, where the fuck is my van? Somebody stole it. And then I realized it's in the shop. Forgot about that. It was sky watching Saturday night. We're in the middle of nowhere, man. I mean, we're over by Miami, Arizona, which is over east of Phoenix by Globe. And there's nobody out there. It's, you know, I'm like, hopefully we're not going to be dead bodies out here. This is the middle of nowhere. And perfect sky watching conditions. But as soon as I left, the check engine light came on, and I'm like, shit, what do I do? Do I pull over? How do I fix this? But I don't want to pull over. If it blinks, then you need to pull over and park because you'll wreck your engine. But if it's not blinking, then you can proceed. until it starts, the check engine light starts blinking. Let's try default here. Ooh, that looks kind of neat. I'm looking for Ryan's belt. It's the highest camera I got. Fuck, it flipped into black and white. This sometimes is a good camera, and sometimes this new one's just a piece of shit. I mean, if a UFO flew by right now, I'd be... With this, you only have seconds to react with a UFO. And this thing's as muddy as fuck. Try to force it into color. Oh, I left on auto. Oh, almost daytime looking now. It's Jupiter. This camera kind of works like shit. At least for night. The other ones pick up way more stars than this thing. It actually kind of looks cool on this little TV, but on this 55-inch it looks like shit. I don't know what happened to that MUFON guy. I heard a story that after I guess he went in and he did a mugshot and went right out, and then he went to a MUFON conference or something, and people were like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be around us no more." And he acted like nothing happened. I don't know. Usually it takes a couple of years to work its way through the court system. Yeah, I don't like this. I almost like the fixed cameras better than this thing. This thing's kind of... There's Orion's belt. Actually, if you look at the name of Orion's belt, it's interesting. We're looking at 3 different galaxies here, or something. There's probably like a trillion people live on each one. Focus. I need to get this camera hooked up to UFODAP. It's not natively supported that I know. It's not on the drop-down list. If Cubert's watching, I think you know this. So it's not in the drop-down list. So what I did is take the camera that worked, which is, well, I took the version of the camera that worked, which is not working now, but just use that as the guideline and then just replace the IP address. Use the same username and password, and then it seemed to work. I got the camera up, but for some reason when I hit the button for PTC capable, it crashed. So I don't know if it needs drivers or what the hell, but it's close. Once I get these in the UFODAP system, then these dome cameras will talk to each other. So if we have a situation here, and this is the main camera, let's say. This captures something, and then it alerts the second dome camera, hey, I got something, and then it does, I guess, a handoff command, and it wakes that one up, and then I guess, I don't know, but I'm guessing the camera looks and tries to lock on the same location that the master camera has, because you're slaving the camera to the master camera. That's how it works. And then they triangulate automatically if you have them, calibrated, and it'll give you the distance, how far away the object is, the speed and all that. But it won't work too great if they're like 50 feet away. The idea is to have somebody a mile away from this location, or 2 miles or something. But there is nobody, so I'm just going to deal with what I got and hook it up, hope for the best. Is that the max? Yep, that's all she wrote on the Zoom. Not too bad though. It looks like daytime, but it's not. It's nighttime. I guess that ain't too bad at this wide angle. But fuck, it's supposed to be dark, man. Turning a green color. Not even one satellite tonight. Not one. Yeah, if the stream doesn't crash, I'd like to just leave it up all night, and then have UPOVADAP go to work, start collecting a folder full of objects to look at later. This is now one of those racetrack files I found. This is the object coming down into the third thermal unit. So you got the time and day if you want to look this up on Flight Radar. I looked it up. There's nothing doing a U-state. So this is like the SR-71 where it has to turn half a state, to make a U-turn. Something's doing this, so I don't know what this is. I think it's definitely man-made, but it's interesting. The object went and turned around. So imagine an object or an aircraft flies from California, and it comes to Phoenix, and then it turns around and flies back to California. That's the only thing that would explain that. Yeah, I used to know the name of all the three Orion's Belt, but I don't. That went down the memory hole. Don't remember. I've skywatched a lot too on it, waiting for something to fly by, but no luck. The best thing I've had luck on is something flying by the moon. This would be a great camera if the damn thing wasn't so muddy. And I got neighbors that basically, I think one guy doesn't like this, and he's shining a spotlight at me at my house. I know he did when he got out of jail. All right, here's some interesting stuff. This will hurt, maybe. This might hurt. This is the reason I don't film in rainbow anymore. Well, not all 3 cameras are going in this color. This was an experiment. So there's something that flew out of that cloud. Play it again. But UFODAP captured something coming out of this cloud. This is an iron bow or rainbow. One of the things about it is that you get a lot more detail when you film this way versus when you film in hot white or black. Then you're limited to like the 256 shades or something. So you're going to lose detail on that. But if you film in like rainbow, you're unfortunately going to get a lot. So this is it. It's not a great clip, but it's just an example of filming UFOs in different colors or different cameras with different filter grades on. So yeah, this captured this moving around. Now, one of the issues with this is you can't tell how far away that is. So here it is, same clip. Right there's the object. So is this a UFO popping out of the cloud? And could be, but ain't gonna convince anybody with that shit. Not that rainbow crap. I don't like it. I just collect it and look at it and go, that's interesting. But it's one of many objects. Yeah, if my wife don't get too mad, try that. I'd like to get these things running so the capture card doesn't crash. I'm wondering if I just unplug the USB camera that I use, if that'll help. It's something. It's something doing it. I was thinking about just getting a capture card for HDMI, but there's no room to fit it in that case. Oh, so that's a nebula or something with another star moving with it. I guess that's not bad for a Dahoo 45 power. Yeah, that happened, Mr. Bubble. My neighbor got arrested by undercover cops. Well, I don't know. We had a neighbor that was pretty good. He was an old boomer guy, and his kid moved south town, so he moved south to town, sold his house, never fixed his house up. His house was a fucking wreck. I guess if a light went out, he just used extension cords to bring that into a room. He didn't hire an electrician. So new guy bought it. Millennial bought it in cash. I don't know where he got $450,000, but he bought it. Not a good guy. One day, all of a sudden, the cops rolled up on him. And, yeah. Yeah, one day the cops don't come around here, so the cops rolled up on him. And no, they didn't roll up them. They walked up. So they parked their cars like way down the street, and two detectives in unmarked cars come up, and I didn't, I kind of saw the aftermath, and then for once I pointed a surveillance camera over to his house, see what the fuck was going on, and they looked. I guess they were looking for illegal stuff. They pulled a AR-15 out of his house. Saw his mugshot the next day. Got arrested for kidnapping. And I figured he was gone, but no, he's around now. I don't know. He's back. He's back out. No, it was an AR-15. It also said on the arrest warrant that he wasn't supposed to own any guns, so that means that's a federal offense, I guess, owning an AR gun. If you got a felony, you're banned from it. I don't know. I don't like getting into people's shit. Let's keep that private. That's a big plane there. Whoa, look at this thing. What the fuck? That's what I was talking about. Racetrack patterns. I found it. I found racetrack patterns. See if this is live. Yeah, look at that shit. That thing. What is this thing? Found something. Okay, what is that? That's an American. It's called Copper. It's Air Force. Ah, interesting. So we got an Air Force registered C-135R Stratotanker. Wow, 62 years old that thing is. That's older than me. So that's landing at Sky Harbor right now. And it's going over to the terminal where the Air Force parked their jets. Let's see what he's been up to. He been over here. Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah. So this was doing an aircraft refueling operation for other Air Force training, and they blame this on the Phoenix Lights, actually. There's this stupid guy. He's really dumb. His name is Bob Schaefer. And if you look at the Wikipedia for Phoenix Lights, they quote him that it was just a refueling operation of A-10s that landed at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. But I have the FOIA from March 13th of Davis-Monthan. The only people who landed were the people who took off from Maryland National Guard to Davis-Monthan, flew up to the bombing range, did their stuff for 90 minutes, and came back. There was no refueling operation. And they also don't refuel over cities. They dump them over the middle of the mountains like this. This is where they dump them. This is a total refueling operation going on here. So I wonder now what was he refueling? The F-15s? Because I don't see them, but on the other side of town, right over this area, we got Luke Air Force Base right here. And that's where the F-35s take off. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm surprised he didn't land there. Oh, I missed that. My friend Jeff says that there's drones on here. So he was telling me that there were actual drones on flight radar now. So, flight radar is a good thing to own or rent for, I think it's $9 for a whole year. And what you get is you can rewind flights. I got to do a tutorial on that and teach people about that. What you need to do is you use ChatGPT along with flight radar. And the time on flight radar is UTC. The UTC is like, I can't remember what the military crap, plus 6 hours or plus 8 hours. So you have to take, like, let's say you had a sighting here in Phoenix. I go to flight radar, I rewind the time. You ask chat GPT to convert Arizona time to the time this happened and remind it it's using the formula from flight radar, and they will match it up. I've done that. So you got to do some training to figure that out, because when you do it the first time, you won't know. It'll take you a while to get that down and figure it out. So figure it out on a regular flight before you figure it out an unknown flight or UFO. Get some training on that. And then there's the ADSB exchange. That's one I'm kind of new to, so I got to see if there's subscription or how that works. But what's registered on one, like this tanker, may not be registered on the other one. I very much doubt that the F-35s are registered. Probably not going to see them. We do have a lot of drones here in town. Glendale police use these. They're really good at it. There's a video online where one of the police officers has goggles on. He's in the car, the passenger seat, and he's able to fly a drone through his window out the other side in really good maneuvering. So that's really good, because then it saves police officers putting themselves in harm if they can, put a drone in where the crazy guy is. I don't know if they're going to register these drones or how big. Some of them are really small, and some of them are the bigger ones. The stuff in Jersey where they say that the drones do not show up on thermal, right? You guys seen some thermal here tonight? That's impossible. No. If that is true, which I doubt, because it hasn't been confirmed, it's just shit you hear on Twitter or something, then these aren't man-made, because everything man-made that we know of cannot defeat thermal. It's got everything in this room, everything will show up something in thermal on a shade, because it's registering heat, and then we're getting the camera's interpretation of that heat. So how these things can defeat thermal, I don't know. I mean, I've showed you some videos of these white things in white hot, and they disappear from thermal and then come back. So I don't know how that works. So I don't. If these things are defeating thermal and they're coming from the water, then we're not dealing with drones. We're dealing with something else. And that's the thing with New Jersey. Who's confirming anything? I mean, we see these videos. There's a really cool video they're calling Ezekiel's Wheel. And there's something spinning around, a bunch of lights spinning around. It looks cool. It's only like 5 seconds long. Why? Who shot it? I don't know. So if you can't nail down the chain of custody of who filmed it, then it's worthless. It's worthless. Absolutely. I mean, it's just a freaking random video. It could have been. You can't trust nothing in AI unless you can vet it. Unless you can find. I got 5 things on UFOvideo.com of grading that I came up with after watching so many videos. How do you judge these? How do you grade them? One of them is, do you have the original audio? No, surveillance videos without audio are excluded, but if it's, a phone or a camera, there should be some audio. They didn't give you the audio of the suspect. The person's hiding. 2, did they give their real name? Did they go on record? They get a point for this. And it goes up to 5 points. Then did they have other observables? Is there any radar? Is there any measuring equipment, nuclear muon, something else, some third-party thing on radar, right? When it comes to the gimbal and the Tic Tac, they hit all 5. They're very rare to have that many witnesses. You have external sensor data. You had multiple people see it. Those are solid sightings. Those are perfect. But if you're not going to give up the audio, you're not going to give up your name, then your footage is probably shit. It's not worth me investigating. I'm getting old. I'm done with anonymous footage. Mr. Bubble, have you been watching? You have not been watching? You've been listening to this podcast? Well, damn, this thing is crashing. Well, let me bring him back for a minute. That goddamn NVR crashed again. I don't know what's going on with it. At least it comes back fast. Mr. Bubble, these are thermal. That one, that one, that one. Can't do this right. Bring it back. They're all thermal in the middle. The UFO Brady Bunch going on, right? There's a story of a camera named Thermal. And it was sitting next to another thermal and then another one. Then along comes the 2K dome and another camera. Right, so yeah, all this shit is thermal here. This is heat. This is thermal radiation. It's converted into optical data that we can see. There are no 4K thermal cameras that I know of. None. There's none that you can get on the market. The best chip you can get is maybe, I don't know, maybe HD. But yeah, if you want to find a cat that's hiding at night, you look at it in the thermal. You'll find it. UFODAP also beeps when it detects something. So you could have this on like a side television and it'll beep. What is this? That thing's moving through that cloud at a pretty good clip. It should be some kind of aircraft. Right here. See, I watch, and if this thing stops, then we say, or does something abnormal, then that is pulled off the drive and it's saved for later. Now, I can see it flashing on color 3, so probably safe to say we're looking at aircraft at 30,000 feet. Try and find this guy. So and I found it. So this is that aircraft right here that we're seeing on thermal. This thing is flying at 33,000 feet through the clouds. It's a Boeing 767. So hope it goes to where it needs to go. I don't like flying on Boeing. So it's a FedEx flight. So somebody's Christmas packages are on the way. So yeah. It's good to know what you're looking at. Does that make sense, Bubble? Yeah, that when that cop said he didn't see thermal, that's crazy. I mean, these are the best witnesses on New Jersey that I could think of is the police that seen him come out of the water, 50 of them the other night, and then they sent up a police drone that had nothing. So if that's true, I would love to see the thermal footage if we can get our hands on it somehow and get the police station to show us like when they went up. So we can see them in color, you know, with our eyes in RGB. So I imagine the thermal drone, it's probably not like this cameras I got because I got color. It's a dual optics. I got color, I got thermal. But he probably, I'm thinking a quadcopter with the payload's probably just thermal. So it might not. That's really scientific, interesting shit. If they If they put up a drone on this and it's thermal and there's nothing, that needs to be pulled from the drive, that's what I call it, and save that and enter that into the record of ufology. That the police, for once, went hunting a possible UFO and came back empty-handed. We need a record of that. That's evidence, like the cops call it. Yeah, I don't know what the police have. They might. I mean, the Glendale police. They're very open with that stuff. Friend Jeff was going to talk to the guys in AJ Apache Junction about how they use it, because these cities down here like Mesa are so large. I think they own like 7 helicopters or something like that. They're right next to the place. We have a place that manufactures Apache helicopters from start to finish. Pretty cool work. There's a video online that shows. I'm surprised they showed all this, like how it's made, how the whole Apache's made. And they don't have like shit from the 80s in there for televisions. They got modern day stuff. So like the new ones that come out probably have fiber optics and new computers and all kinds of state-of-the-art stuff. East side of the valley, they see Apaches all the time. I rarely see them. I don't get to, unfortunately, see the F-35 aircraft on this side of town. I hear they're loud as shit. My boss lives right next to them, and they're still up. They're up till about 10 o'clock, just roaring. And the engines are concealed inside of them, but they're still loud. I'd love to film them. The only time I filmed them is like on 4th of July when they do like a flyover, and like they'll have a B-2 bomber and a sortie of these aircraft. Wow. Southwest flight only flying at 240 knots. That's slow. Usually they're like, that's it. Or that's ground speed. I thought usually they're going about 400 or 500. Yeah, here's one going 400. There's a Delta going 34,000 feet, 430 knots. I don't know why these other ones. Shit, they can't be. Yeah, that one's coming for land. Unless they're coming in for landing. Yeah. Flight radar had the wrong. Sometimes has the wrong data on them. Yeah, they don't go 400 miles an hour when they land here. Man, I don't want to buy more cameras. I already got enough shit. If I buy more stuff, that's just more stuff to maintain and more stuff to break. I don't know if I got room on the chimney for anything else. What do we got there? So I watch all the. If it comes into view, I study it, because you never know when you're going to see something. White's into white. There's another one up there. He's still pumping out, right? Check this one, see if the stream froze everything. God damn it, now it's doing all the time. This is inconsistent. This is why I'm not sure how often I'm gonna run the live stream if it isn't reliable and it crashes. So I'm running off USB 3. I don't know what else can be done to fix that. I'd unplug this old thing and plug it back in. There's a lot of pollution over town today. That's why the sunsets are so good, because the red dust goes up about where that aircraft is coming in. So about a quarter of a mile up. It's all over here like smog. And at night, when the sun goes down, the red dust makes a nice red sunset.